Hey there guys, welcome back for this autumn winter series. You can see I've just arrived at a lovely new venue, just about unloading stuff now, and I must say I'm impressed. Those of you might know Elphicks Fishery, and I've settled in nicely on the Prairie Lake. I think that's what it's called. It's my first time here on the complex and it's absolutely stunning. I must say the pegs are beautifully done, and you can just see it's just a really well managed fishery. Now the idea was to actually get down on the North Lake, and there's a couple of real big ones in there, a couple of scraping 50 and some good backup 40s, but there's a little bit of a mix up on my behalf, and I was actually meant to be booked on there for last week, and it's made it all the way down here and there's no space this week. So they were kind enough to slot me on where there's a space. So yeah, looks like we've got a couple of nights on Prairie, and there's still some big chunks in here. There's a 40 with a good 10 odd 30s, so I'm told, quite a good head of 20s. So yeah, just generally buzzing to be out on the bank and enjoying this beautiful autumn sun. And it's just a new venue, isn't it? There's something about a new lake, testing the water and figuring things out, and it's just a buzz all round. You can see in front of this peg I have an island looping round, so I've got a lot of water in here that can't really get interfered by anyone else. And you can see that the sun rises over there, and look how beautiful and warm it is. I'm in a t-shirt and we're in November, so loving life. Look how mature the place is. I must say I'm not always speechless and stunned, but this time you can see it's a well run, well maintained fishery, and I can't wait to get stuck into a fish or two. So I'm going to leave you with that now. I'm going to set the house up and get the camp sorted out and go about baiting up some spots, and we'll catch up in a bit. Hey there guys, well it certainly hasn't taken long. Here's my first fish from another new venue, and that first one's always important, just to get you off the mark, get some confidence rolling in it. So yeah, I've got a real nice mirror here, just over the 22 mark, and I was just about to give you a little update because the rods were in and everything, and just out of the blue, just ripped off, and this fish fought really hard. I mean, like, ridiculously hard. And you'll see why when I get her up, or him up by the looks of things. His fins are absolutely enormous, his tail and fins. But yeah, look at that. Just gonna lay her back down, let her calm down a second. So I just slipped the rod back out on the spot, went out first time. Look at him, he's really tensing up. He's an angry mirror, this one. Really made up to get a nice 20 on the bank so early on in the session. I've only probably had the rods in probably 2-3 hours maybe, and yeah, what an epic battle. Knew it was a decent fish straight away, and there is quite a few 30s in this lake, and a 40, believe it or not. So you never know. I'm just letting her battle it out on my forearms. Fish is safe, keep it low to the mat, and he'll let me know when it's time to get him up. Come on baby. If you're not experienced holding carp, then when they do this, just plop them back in the cradle or on the mat or whatnot and let them do their flipping about there. But you can see, quite experienced holding big fish, and there you go, great start. 22 pound Elphicks complex mirror. Buzzing. Well, if this session continues like this, it's going to be a hell of a 48 hours. But yeah, look at the shoulders coming on that. It's going to be a real nice fish, this one. Right, it's a warm day, believe it or not. Before I had this run, I'm sunbathing, and we're basically in November. So yeah, unbelievable weather. going to be an unbelievable trip. I'm going to slip her back and we'll have a catch up in a bit. Well, still no action as of yet. All the 3 traps are reset though. Fresh bait on each one. And you can see I've had a little swap around. Them 2 rods were on the left hand side and the single rod was on the right. So I swapped them around now. Both the rods on the pod there are both on new spots now. Bit further out. You know, you live and learn, don't you? You woke up this morning, seen the fish showing a bit further out. It's obviously where they want to feed, so I let them have a bit, do you know what I mean? The single rod on the stick there, still in the same spot. Topped it up off the double spot. About probably 6 or 7 more spots this morning. So feeling confident as we head into early afternoon time. Got the rod sorted out now. There we go. That's what I've got today. Gone all out. Got to celebrate your time on a new lake, eh? That's bacon and mushrooms. I don't know if you guys have tried them. What are they? I don't know if you can see that. Shiitake mushrooms or whatever, I can't even say it. I guess they're Chinese mushrooms or something. But yeah, they're looking good. I'm looking forward to trying them. Got the old little Tesco's Finest plum tomatoes there, the little ones. They're golden. And over here, just a bit of half a tub of tin tomatoes. Got a cup legs to go in there. I'm having a right feast. Might even stick a bit of fried bread on, who knows. But yeah, so I'm going to get my munch on now. And hopefully these rods won't go for 10 minutes. And hopefully we'll get into something a bit bigger this afternoon. Fingers crossed. See you in a bit. Well, good morning guys. No evening update last night. I passed out a bit early. Woke up and it was borderline getting dark and I had to sort the rods out. So I thought we'd just hang on till this morning to have a little chat. Yeah, the night kicked off a little bit. Had a couple through the night. Had another load 20 was the biggest at £20 10 ounces. So yeah, had a couple of really small ones to be honest, about £1 or 2. I think they've spawned on in there, but hey ho, still had that nice 20, so a couple of 20s already. But really been working the peg, so hoping the session will get better and better as the time goes on. So I've been waiting for the fog to clear this morning before we had a little chat, and yeah, finally seeing a few bubblers about. So I'm already ringing in the changes. You'll see me scouring the lake looking for bits and pieces, and it's quite good on this lake. You can see a lot of bubbling up and that. They don't mind a good fizz up. So I'm keeping my eyes peeled, keeping my options open. I've already been busy this morning. I've had the old spod rod out, but yeah, found a new spot. I'm about to apply probably 10 to 15 mini spods over the top, and hopefully that should bring a day bite. The two rods on the double spot, I'm going to peel the right rod off and just have 1 rod spots. And yeah, as I'm talking right now, I just seen a fish head and shoulder out where I was leading out, right near the island. So fingers crossed. I'm going to keep moving forward as the session progresses, and keep setting little traps. I've set another little margin trap down there for today. It's going to get about 16, 17 today, so lovely and hot again. Believe it or not, last night went really cold. It went down to 0. It was only meant to go down to 5, but dropped. I woke up this morning, everything's frozen. So just a little reminder to show you that we're in, or going into November tomorrow. So yeah, other than that, nothing really to report on. Hopefully there'll be a big go on the cards. I'm going to get to work now. I found the spot. I've got my bait mixed up here, which I don't know if you can see that. Just got a tin of corn in it, some pellet, some crushed enzyme. Just going to apply that out there and see how we get on, really. But we'll have a little chat and an update soon, and or hopefully it'll be with a fish on the bank. See you soon. It's heading into the evening now. You see the lake's dead still. 6 o'clock, so it's getting dark pretty quick now. The night's already crashing in. Nothing so far today. Been very quiet. But no one else has caught anything. There's been 6 other people fishing here today, and no one's had really any action. Well, the lad across me had a few little ones, them little baby ones, about 1-2 pounders. But apart from that, no one's had nothing. Been very quiet on my side of the lake, without a doubt. But hopefully tonight will pay off. I'm still working the peg, recasting, trying to crack the code on this little tricky water. A lot of pressure on this lake. A lot of people fish this throughout the year, and these little lakes do shut down pretty quickly. But we've kept the bait going in now. We're entering the second evening. We've got to be gone tomorrow by about 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So there's still time for a bite. Hopefully we'll get the 30 that we're here to get. Just 130 and I'll be buzzing. On paper it should happen, but it's carp fishing and you never know. But I'm going to kick back now, put the laptop on, get some munch. I'm going to bait a little spot up here in the margin to the left, just to see if I see any fizzing up tomorrow morning. It's just an extra option, drop a little rod straight on that. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the morning with an update with something spectacular. See you soon. Morning people. A very quiet night again. Nothing. So I haven't had a bite now for 24 hours or more. Yeah, it's getting a bit frustrating really, because right now I've got fish fizzing on all 3 rods. So it could happen. We've got about an hour and a half, 2 hours left. We ain't got long. We've got to get packed up and be gone soon. You can see the clouds coming over now. It's been a little sprinkle of rain the last hour or so. It's looking good for a bite, you know. If I had to say, I'd say that we should get a bite in the next hour and a half or so. But these fish have definitely been giving me the old Mary dance. They've been feeding around my rigs now for a good 3 hours already, and no action unfortunately. But I've seen 2 fish show, one on each spot, and they're both good fish, like high 20s. One may have been a low 30. So fingers crossed going into the last hour or two. and hopefully something will happen. 2 of the rods have been left out from last night. 1 of the rods has been pulled in off the close in spot and put long to show and fish with a small bag. So I can't do no more than I'm doing. It's just one of them things. These carp are being very, very picky, and they're really taking their time around the bait. But it's all a learning curve for the place, and I knew these carp wouldn't give themselves up easy, the bigger ones. I've been told they can smell you on these lakes, they're that tricky. And yeah, everyone's had the same thing. They've been fizzing over everyone, and I think someone across the way had an upper double last night just before dark. I seen him, but apart from that, nothing. So it's not just me, it's everyone. So I'm not going to panic. I'm just going to leave the rods out there. I know the rigs are working, and cross my fingers and hope. But we'll see you for an update before we leave anyway, and I'll catch you in a bit. Well guys, that's it now. Everything's loaded up. Just the rods to go now. I'm already about half hour over my ticket, because obviously the sun's just come out and beautifully dried everything for me, so I'm loving that. I ain't got to pop the bivvy up when I get home now. Just in the nick of time. I've allowed everything to dry nicely. No more morning action. Ain't had no action for about the last 24 hours or so, maybe just a little bit longer. So what have I learnt this session? Definitely a tricky little nut to crack, this little water. I thought it'd be a bit easier than it is, but I think due to there being a lot of tiny fish in here where they've had 2 years of good spawning, it just makes things a little bit tricky. I think they're moving your baits about and stuff, and pecking about and giving you liners, and I've had a few of them as well. But the highlight of the trip really was little nice brace of low 20s, biggest being just over 22 or so, and then that one just under 21 that come at night. So a couple of 20s, buzzing to get a few good fish off the complex. And hopefully when you next see me, I'll be on North Lake like I was meant to be this week. Obviously there's a little bit of a mix up, and I can't wait to have a go over there. That's where the real big girls are. And yeah, hopefully we'll get one of them on the bank at some point, and we'll have a look at them. But until then, I'll see you next time. Be lucky, and I'll see you when I see you.